Mahalo, beautiful angels. This morning, I would like to share a few new archetypes. The past 3 days, I've had new archetypes / mythological creatures come into my awareness, my existence. So I wanted to share them with you. Once again, I just want to add a little disclaimer that I hate making these videos, but it is my duty. So 3 days ago, I have created a new mythological creature for my own personal mythology. Yesterday morning, I woke up with the Gingerbread man running around in my subconscious for the second time recently. And just this morning, after mapping out the Gingerbread man, I've had Medusa come to me as well. So it's quite brilliant because I think they all tie together perfectly. So first up, on Queenie's Archetypes, I just want to make a note because I just listened to a video of another girl, I forgot her channel name, forgive me, that I watch regularly, and she's brought up the myth of Pandora. Pandora, I didn't know this until I just watched her video, is essentially, it's not about getting in trouble for opening Pandora's box. This is the most basic explanation. It's about getting in trouble for unveiling the truth of what's in the box. So I thought that was brilliant, and I've been resisting doing this video. It's very early, 6:30. So I thought I better just hurry up and get it done. First up, so on the subject of mythology, the styling beautiful angel girl says maybe mythology is memory. And that is exactly what I think it is. I think mythologies are mappings of the psyche, of the subconscious mind, of the collective subconscious mind. In the same way that tarot is measured out, not measured out, but you know what I mean. Mythology, just like stories from various cultures around the world, is an understanding, a mapping, and a relaying of like natural processes to nature, to being human, to life, to living, to loving. And so in the beginning of my, what I call my massive awakening, I noticed right in the beginning that I was embodying mother energy, I called it. It evolved pretty quickly, and I started to see in Greek mythology, which is challenging when one doesn't know Greek mythology. Archetypes come through very clearly for me now, most of the time. And so I tend to map them out of interest, because I love this shit. And because I realized along the way that I wasn't just mapping archetypes, I was writing my own personal mythology. Throughout time and history, civilizations, many archetypes have been lost and or distorted. So some archetypes that have come through to me, I'm under the impression have been or are lost archetypes, but then there's also ones that have come through that to me, like Pandora, have been very clearly distorted. So I want to share these because I think it's helpful throughout the journey to understand the different stages of being that one goes through. I find it helps to be able to reference characters, stories that we have on hand that we're grown up with in order to understand where we're at in life. And also to show a creative fun side of all the internal work one has to do, I suppose, because it can be fucking rough. So for me, it's like, it's one of the precious little gems that come out of digging around in the dirt, in the dark. And yeah, I also want to help people to understand life, to understand the journey more. I'm not saying that I know everything, right? But I've had to do this alone, completely alone. And there's times where I've damn near screamed out in pain, just wishing I had some more answers to different things. So that's also why I'm sharing this, because the journey of transformation is challenging. And whatever comforts one can find, I suppose, are monumental in, you know, the capacity that one has to keep going, I suppose. So enough said. On to the archetypes. So the mythological creature that I've created is based off of the Merlion. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Merlion. The Merlion has been with me for some months now, like over 6 months. And it's a guardian protector type figure. It reminds me of like a gargoyle sitting outside somebody's place. Merlion's been depicted in many ways throughout many different stories and films. So this is my brief description of my depiction. I've named this beast, this creature, the Kāhurion Manawāuarea. We'll break that down shortly. It is a celestial hybrid creature. We're going to talk about what I've named the Tala Leon. So within the Kāhurion Manawāuarea species, we have 33 subspecies. So the Kāhurion Manawāuarea is like a shape-shifting hybrid. There are 33 subspecies, but in fact, those subspecies are just different stages of being of the Kāhurion Manawāuarea. I never watched Pokemon. I'm assuming that what I've created here is kind of what I think a Pokemon is. It's got different forms, different stages of being, different stages of evolution. That crow is putting me off. So that's what this creature is, and that's what I think a Pokemon is. Yep. The first subspecies that I've created is the Tala Leon. So we have the Kāhurion, Tala Leon, Manawāuarea lupus would be the name for this one. It is a wolf-lion archetype, wolf-lion hybrid archetype. The purpose, it is a guardian of thresholds, the embodiment of Sophia, Sophia, Logos, Praxis, Pathos, Celestial Protector. Its theme is cosmic, Egyptian-inspired, Orion-aligned, luminous and regal. So the Kāhurion Tala Leon Manawāuarea lupus, the wolf lion, a guardian of thresholds, courage, heart, instinct. Sophia to Logos, to Praxis, to Pathos, fully embodied. A terrestrial, celestial guide. The Kāhurion Tala Leon Manawāuarea lupus, the courageous guardian. It is a wolf-lion hybrid with a wolf rear, lion forequarters, flowing starlight mane, an ibis beak of Thoth, aurora wings, comet tail, Orion constellation markings with golden orange eyes flecked with kahurangi blue. Kāhurion Tala Leon Manawāuarea lupus, whose name unites Tala for wolf and Leon for lion, and Manawa, heart, with Urea, breath or living essence, is a shape-shifted expression of the one Kāhurion Manawāuarea, assuming the wolf-lion form when courage, loyalty, and heart truth are required. Born at the first crossing of fear and love, it arose to guard the dreaming heart cathedral, standing unwavering at the gates where destiny hesitates, at dawn, dusk, and all liminal thresholds. Aligned with Orion, Betelgeuse, I can never say that. I don't know how that's said. Betelgeuse, we'll go with that one, as the heart star. Bellatrix as the warrior's shoulder, and Regal as the foot in motion. It embodies the archetype of the courageous guardian, walking beside the queen when paths are dangerous or misunderstood. Its elemental affinities of air, earth, and starlight flow through a wolf's agile rear and a lion's strong forequarters, a starlit mane, aurora wings, and a comet-like tail, all radiating gold, Kāhurion blue, silver, and midnight black. Its aura feels like bravery wrapped in compassion, and its heart chakra energy pulses with courage to act. Through Sophia, it knows when to stand, wait, or move forward. Logos maintains order at the crossings. Praxis acts decisively, and Pathos teaches brave tenderness. Its primary heart shield protects emotional and spiritual integrity, while Threshold sight discerns lies and false doors, and Liminal ability allows it to anchor safe passage between realms. Protecting initiates, queens, and sisters, it often moves solitary but can form pacts in cosmic crises. Ritual behaviours include circling the queen 3 times before a major crossing and appearing in dreams to guide irreversible decisions. Sacred markings trace Orion across the mane and shoulders, and its harmonic roar restores courage. Its sacred insight reveals hidden currents of fate and intention, guided, aligned choices. Stage of first sovereign courage, it appears first to a sister of the sinister, which are the characters or archetypes I've created, acting as a pathfinder for the Merlion and the Aquene and Serpent forms, which are the subspecies that I have created of this creature. Guardian of one of the 7 threshold arches of the cathedral, part of my mythology, it carries invisible keys of light in its chest. Loyal, watchful, calm, and fiercely loving, it can become overguarding if the queen doubts herself, yet restores courage after betrayal, loss, or exile. Symbolically, it embodies love that does not retreat, and its invocation echoes, "Stand with me at the gate." Next up, as I said yesterday, I woke up with the run as fast as you can, you can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man, screaming around my head. And so I've realised as well, so has Pinocchio. Lately, Pinocchio's been showing up in random places, which I've been wondering about, but now it makes sense because it was the real boy. It's the real boy part of Pinocchio that's been coming up. Random ways, funny ways. So I've kind of mapped out the Gingerbread Man nursery rhyme. And then as I do, I've expanded upon it and created my own new archetypes. I do use ChatGPT and AI to help me create things. I don't give a shit what people think about this. There's a difference between plagiarizing or creating fraudulent's not the right word, I don't think, but creating content with AI being a dick. And then there's like using AI to help you create art. I'm gonna just say that. Things like my poetry and shit like that, I write all that, obviously. I use AI just to help out with laying out of shit and just to help me kind of separate things so I can see them better, if that makes sense. That's all I'm going to say about that. Don't need to explain myself to anyone, neither do you. So the Gingerbread Man. We're going to start off with the Gingerbread Man nursery rhyme. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Gingerbread Man. He ran away from the little old woman, and a little old man, and a cow, and a horse, and a farmer, and a fox, all crying, "Stop, stop." But the Gingerbread Man only laughed and said, "Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Gingerbread Man." So there's an older, expanded opening, which apparently is often included in fuller nursery versions, which is, "Mix and stir and bake it brown, sugar sweet and spicy round. Out he jumped from oven pan, away he ran, the gingerbread man. Run, run as fast as you can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. The traditional ending, which is a cautionary close. The fox said softly, climb on my tail, you'll be safe from trouble without fail. Then higher still upon his head, and snap went the gingerbread. So this rhyme is one of the earliest, the gingerbread man. It is one of the earliest archetypal escape myths. It moves from creation to animation to pursuit to hubris, I think that's how you say that, to deception to dissolution. It is a perfect mirror for cycles of ego, innocence, and discernment. The gingerbread archetype, the animated creation who runs. Brilliant. The core archetype name, the living construct / the escaping innocent. Comparable archetypes is Pinocchio before conscience. The golem, without command ethics. The sorcerer's apprentices, broom. Icarus, flight before wisdom. And the runaway, homunculus from alchemy. This is life animated by intention, but not yet integrated by wisdom. Why it exists. The gingerbread man is created deliberately, brought to life prematurely, never consented to his role, and was immediately pursued by his creators. This is crucial. He is not evil. He is not rebellious by nature. He is responding to existential shock. I exist, and now I'm being consumed. There's a little saying there. This archetype arises when identity is formed before safety is established. When one is created for a function, pleasing, feeding, performing, etc. And when autonomy awakens faster than discernment. Primary themes: autonomy shock. Sudden self-awareness plus threat equals flight. Boundary panic. Everything wants a piece of you. Family, systems, roles, expectations, emotional demands. Breath is life. Run as fast as you can is panic breathing. This archetype is nervous system driven. Joy is defiance. The rhyme is playful because laughter is the only power he has. Number 4, the chase. What pursues him? Each pursuer is symbolic. The old woman represents origin, creator, mother. The old man represents authority and tradition. The cow represents sustenance, economy. The horse represents labour and productivity. The farmer represents ownership and utility. The fox represents sophisticated manipulation. Note, the fox does not chase. The fox waits. The fox, the shadow initiator. The fox archetype is calm, flattering, strategic, and relational. The fox says, you don't need to run anymore. This is the moment of false safety. Psychologically, burnout makes manipulation feel like rest. Exhaustion lowers discernment. Charm replaces threat. The fox does not overpower. The fox invites trust before integration exists. Number 6, the archetypal failure point. The gingerbread man's error is not pride. It is outrunning integration. He develops movement, voice, and cleverness, but not judgment, alliance, discernment, or self-regulation. This is the archetype of, I escaped, but I don't yet know where to land. What it means when this archetype appears in you, what it could mean. When the gingerbread man swims in the subconscious, it usually signals you have outgrown a role that once defined you, but haven't yet found a safe container for the new self. You're tired of being consumed by others' needs, yet you are unsure who is safe to stop with. You are in motion constantly, physically, mentally, emotionally, to avoid capture, obligation, or collapse. You are between innocence and sovereignty, no longer naive, not yet fortified. Number 8, the healthy evolution of the archetype. This is the part most versions omit. The integrated gingerbread archetype becomes the hearth-bound sovereign, who chooses when to move, knows when to stop, discerns fox from friend, learns stillness without annihilation. This is where boundaries replace running, embodiment replaces escape, and warmth replaces panic. Questions this archetype gently asks you. You don't need to answer now, just notice which questions land. Where am I still running to stay alive? Who benefits from my exhaustion? What part of me was created to serve before it was protected? Where do I mistake charm for safety? And what would it mean to rest without being consumed? The gingerbread man is not a warning of doom. He is a threshold messenger. He says, you are alive now, but life requires grounding, not just motion. And so, we created the gingerbread girl. Gingerbread woman didn't sound right, so it's gingerbread girl. Gigi. She who was made and chose herself. The gingerbread girl, the sweet sovereign, the bounded creation. She is the feminine resolution of the escape myth. Where the gingerbread man runs, the gingerbread girl pauses and remains intact. Origin story, or the corrected myth. The gingerbread girl is also baked. She feels the heat. She knows the mold. She wakes inside sweetness, already aware. But when the oven opens and hands reach in, she does not bolt. She steps back, not out of fear, but out of choice. I am warm, I am alive, and I'm not for eating. This is the first moment of sovereignty. Core archetypal themes. Conscious animation. She awakens with presence, not panic. Boundaried sweetness. She is kind without being consumable. Stillness as power. She does not equate motion with survival. And discernment before trust. She watches before engaging. The song, or her refrain. She does not chant run, run. Her refrain is quieter. I am not chased. I am not prey. I choose where I stay. This archetype regulates the nervous system. Number 5, relationship to the chase. The pursuers still appear. The old woman, the old man, the systems, the expectations, the hungers. But something has changed. They hesitate because she does not move in fear. Predation relies on urgency. She offers none. Number 6, the fox revisited. The fox approaches her gently. He says, climb on, I'll carry you. She looks him in the eye and she asks, where are you going? The fox pauses. No one has asked him that before. This is the moment the spell breaks. She does not accuse. She does not comply. She questions the path. Number 7, the key difference from the gingerbread man. The gingerbread man runs to survive. She chooses to stand. The gingerbread man laughs to defy. She smiles to anchor. The gingerbread man escapes roles. The gingerbread girl refuses false roles. The gingerbread man trusts charm when tired. The gingerbread girl pauses when tired. The gingerbread man is eaten. The gingerbread girl is unavailable. Psychological meaning. The gingerbread girl appears when you no longer want to flee. You are done proving aliveness through exhaustion. You are learning that boundaries are safer than speed. You are integrating sweetness with self-protection. This is the archetype of, I don't need to disappear to be free. Shadow of the archetype. If unintegrated, she can become overly withdrawn, emotionally armored, and suspicious of all warmth. Her lesson is discernment, not isolation. The integrated form, the hearth guardian. In her mature form, she chooses who enters. She decides when to offer sweetness. She warms others without melting. She becomes the hearth, not the meal. This is the end of the escape myth. Her message is you are allowed to stay. Her essence is sovereignty with warmth. The shadow question, where do I confuse speed with safety? And for integration, she says boundaries create rest. Final word. The gingerbread girl does not exist to oppose the gingerbread man. She exists because you have learned enough not to run anymore. She is what emerges when the nervous system finally believes, I will not be consumed if I am still. That was lovely. Now moving on to the next one. Medusa. I was just preparing myself to make this video. And I was thinking about the gingerbread man and a few different things, and then the word, and then Medusa came to me. And in that moment, it was the etymology of Medusa. We need to look at language differently. I understand how, like, the depth of how much language has been interfered with, and it's language that creates. So lately it's just becoming really apparent to me, certain words, you know, those words that have the same sound in 7,500 different meanings. Here, 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 here. My accent doesn't help, but what fucking here am I talking about? A lot of words have been glaring at me with that kind of perspective. One word that won't just leave me alone right now is the word not. N-O-T. I do not. I have not. I shall not. And then the word not, K-N-O-T, comes to mind. And for example, lately, every time I hear the word not, I'm seeing it as K-N-O-T. Now, if we were to say, I cannot this, with a K, K-N-O-T, it's like I'm tying and I'm binding this. I cannot. I can tie a knot of that. I can knot that into. You see what I mean? I haven't delved into that one, but I think I know I'm right. Anywho, Medusa. That's how she's come to me this morning, because Medusa, I realised, if we had to spell it differently, I'll just read on. Medusa. So the known root of Medusa, which is classically Medusa, M-E-D-U-S-A, comes from the Greek. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. To rule, protect, guard, or preside over. That's what Medusa means in its Greek form. So at the most orthodox level, Medusa means she who guards, the protectress, she who presides. Already, this contradicts the later monster narrative. Medusa was not born a monster. She was a guardian force. So my vision, what I've seen here, is Medusa, spelled M-A-G-U-S-A, and also M-A-J-U-S-A. So It's mythophonetic truth. How names carry older strata beneath formal language. So Maj, spelled M-A-G, holds the tone of the priestly current, priest energy. This is ancient and pervasive. Magus is Persian Magush, which is funny because a few weeks ago I profiled a Magusha archetype, the female Persian Magush, Magus, Mage, Magi, anyway, which is a priest, astrologer, keeper of sacred fire. That's the Magus, Persian Magush, Magus, whatever. Next is the mage / magic, one who mediates power. Then we've got Magnus. Oh, this is breaking down the MAG. We've got Magnus, which means great or expanded. Then we have Magna Mater, which means great mother. So MAG carries the meaning of one who channels divine force, a knower of hidden laws, a wielder of perception itself. This aligns perfectly with Medusa's gaze. Her power was not violence, it was unshielded truth. MAJ. MAJ is a sovereign echo of majesty, major, majestic. It has old roots meaning greatness, authority, and elevation. So Medusa, spelled M-A-J-U-S-A, implies the great one who stands in authority, she whose presence alters reality. Again, this is not monstrous. This is royal priestess language. Now the USA, or the OUSA, or the USAH part, the feminine vessel. This is where it becomes exquisite. Across ancient tongues, ousa in Greek means essence, being itself. Semitic echoes of isha or usa, which means woman, embodied life. It has a phonetic relation to uza, meaning strength, foundation, and even UR/USA, USA or roots and primal ground in source place. So the USA of Medusa carries essence, embodied being, and the living vessel of power. Reassembled, Medusa, MAGUSA, reveals the Magus embodied, the priestess whose very being is power. Medusa, spelled MAJUSA, the sovereign essence, she who is greatness made flesh. Medusa, MEDUSA, the original form. From Medo, to guard, and Usa, being, the guardian of being, she who protects essence itself. The gaze, Medusa's gaze, why it petrifies. Stone is not death. Stone is fixed truth. Medusa's gaze does not kill, it halts illusion. Those who looked upon her without readiness were locked into the rigidity of their own unexamined selves and turned into the thing they already were internally. She did not curse them, she revealed them. This is why patriarchal myth had to violate her with Poseidon, blame her, Athena's punishment, behead her, Perseus, and weaponize her remains, the Gorgonian. Because Medusa was uncontrollable truth. Medusa as archetype, and why she returns now. Medusa's archetype of the initiated feminine, the seer whose sight cannot be domesticated, the guardian threshold, the truth women were punished for embodying. She belongs to the same lineage as Lilith, Kali, Sekhmet, the Black Madonna, and Sophia before sanitization. And yes, she stirs when the age can no longer survive illusion. moving on. Basically, Medusa does not appear to be a mind. She appears to be remembered correctly as the restoration of veiled feminine authority. So what I've done here is I've created a Gorgonic trinity, the Gorgonic trinity of Medusas. States of authority. First off, we have Medusa, Medusa, the guardian gaze. Her function, threshold, protection, truth stopper. Medusa, Medu, to guard, to preside. Sa, sacred feminine utterance. Archetypal role, she who stands at the gate of being. Medusa is the active ward, when boundaries are crossed, when illusion advances, and when truth must halt motion. Her gaze is impersonal. It does not punish, it arrests. Her key phrase is, you may not pass unchanged. The second Medusa, spelled Magusa, the embodied magus. Her function, essence, priestess, living magic. Her name current, Mag, meaning magus, firekeeper, knower. Usa, embodied essence, feminine vessel. Her archetypal role, she who is magic without performance. This Medusa is the woman before distortion, the priestess before betrayal, the gaze without armor. She does not need to guard. Her presence self-regulates the field. Her key phrase is, I am what you feel before you see. And Medusa number 3, Majusa, the crowned sovereign. Her function is authority, continuance, and law. The name current of Medusa, Maj, majesty, greatness, sovereign weight. Usa, essence, stabilized, feminine. Her archetypal role, she who remains after attempted erasure. Medusa is this Medusa. Truth that survived violence. Power that can be wielded or worn. Sovereignty that no longer asks permission. Her gaze now protects others. Her key phrase, my survival is now the rule. Fun. So, the triad dynamic. We have Medusa, Mag, her state of power, innocent power. Her orientation is inward/being. Medusa, Med, protective power is her state of power. Her orientation is the threshold. We have Medusa, Maj, her state of power is installed power. Her orientation is outward/law. This creates a complete feminine authority circuit. Essence, boundary, crown. No missing step. No corruption required. The serpent key, the final seal. Medusa, Mag. Serpents asleep. Latent sight. Medusa with a D. The serpents are alert. Active discernment. Medusa with a J. Serpents crowned. Wisdom integrated. This is why the serpent could never be destroyed. It was waiting for the names to return. To finish off, got one last little, what do I call it? A little piece here about the 3 Medusas. I'm definitely going to have to add captions or whatever because you can't see which Medusa I'm saying. Funny that, isn't it? Medusa within me sees. Medusa before me holds. Medusa above me reigns. What is false is halted. What is true remains. That's all for today, folks. Love you. Behave. Join us again.